Oh man. Welcome to the show, everybody. Happy Monday night. You are here on the Fifth Quarter Sports Podcast. I am your host, Mr. Kevlar. Treat them swell. And man, do I treat them well. Joined with me, as always, Mr. Skip from Skip's Trophies and More, and Mr. Diamond Dirty D for life. Fellas, what it is, what it ain't, what up.
We whooped on Falcons' ass last night. I hope Kent get on. I can't wait. He ain't getting on either.
Yes, he is. They say they coming. They say they coming for you, sir.
But yeah, man, we're gonna have some fun picking up some folks tonight. You hear me? Yes, sir.
All right. Well, fellas, I'm gonna start with giving y'all a rundown of the Mecca of NASCAR, which is Talladega Superspeedway. When I tell you that this was the rowdiest, most redneck event that I have ever been to, and you know what the best part about it is there was every skin tone out there doing the same shit.
Yeah, you was right at home.
Oh my God, Skip. It was, you know what? I always say it like this. I'm nowhere near as country as I look and sound. I'll go do it for about 12 hours, 12 to 24 hours, and then it's time for me to come home. I can maybe do it for a weekend, depending on what we're doing. But then it's time to go home. But, oh my God. So Talladega is nothing like Atlanta Motor Speedway.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Atlanta is a 1.5 mile long track where you can
It's one
see,
of the biggest ones.
Yes, but you can see the entire track. I mean, if you're sitting, all right, so Talladega is just different because it is a 2.6 mile track. It is the biggest in NASCAR. They hit speeds of about 210, sometimes 215, depending on how the car's running. They're doing 2.5 laps in about 18 seconds. Or two and a half miles in 18 seconds.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Matter of fact, the track is so big that when the cars come by you, you have a full 17 seconds to have a conversation next to you because you can't hear them.
Hey.
Mute him.
So, anyways, it was a great time. As y'all know, I drank a lot.
Who won the race?
I left before it even ended. My wife had to work, so I came in. I saw the first two stages. Chase Briscoe won.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Chase Briscoe won. Yeah, I had to. It was a 2-hour drive back. My wife had to work. I bring it on back. Bring it on back. You know. All right. Well, man, oh man, Skip. We're gonna start with it because it was on Friday night. Louisville is now in second place of the ACC division after their win over Miami Friday night, 24-21. Carson Beck with 5 interceptions. Well, 4, should have been 5, but one of them was called back.
Right.
Yeah, man, Skip, and I said this on our group chat. Skip all season long has been an avid I'm not going to say hater, but he has been against Carson Beck. He has said it all season that he has still not been impressed. So, Skip, take it away.
I ain't going to say my worst fear because I have been saying it. If he protects the ball, we will not lose. But he did what he started doing before he was benched in Georgia, being careless with the ball. Zeroing in on the receiver he's going to throw it to, not zipping the ball in, not putting the ball in the advantageous position for the receivers, leading the receiver into an interception or a terrible hit, lobbing the ball as if he just learned how to QB, just winging it. That's pretty much what I think he has been doing, is winging it because he's surrounded by such a good team. Now, are they a great team? No. I've been saying that all year. We just been playing to our potential and maybe a little above at times. But I've been saying that we go as he goes, not like he's our leader where he just makes the right play every time. He just hasn't been making the wrong play. And this Friday proved it was the wrong play. Now, offensive coordinator, y'all string his ass up too. You was in field goal range, run the fucking ball. Tie the game, go to overtime, win it. You at home. You get what I'm saying? So ain't nobody off the hook. But as y'all know, I have been saying it when he had an awesome game against Notre Dame and all this stuff. Like, man, I don't like him. I don't care. Y'all, I can't get ahead of myself with that man because I know he's gonna show up at the most inopportune time. I'm just thankful he didn't do it against Florida State. You hear me? I would have a heart attack if we lost to Florida State because of him. So I'm not making no excuses about the loss. I take it like I take my wins. But I'm not upset at all because I've been predicting this was gonna happen. So yeah.
Dean, what do you think about your former quarterback?
Well,
INTs.
Well, like we said before, good riddance. I was glad he was gone. Not getting benched. He left because of injury, and this shows to me, Skip. Then not only that, did you see his interview where he kind of threw the play up under the bus, talking about they ran the wrong route? See, that's that same stuff.
Accountability.
That you're the quarterback. You are the leader. You know, as of right now, outside of that DN that's on the defense, he's the person that's the so-called bell cow or the captain of the offense. That's what we see is the quarterback. You go as your quarterback goes personally in college football. You have a top-tier quarterback, you're going to win a lot of games no matter what it is. But like Skip said, and I told Skip too, Skip has been on his butt since 2 years ago when we was at Georgia. And I used to tell you, somebody guy ain't right. I don't know what he's reading. I don't know if he thinks his arm or he just that cocky and confidence. He will throw the ball in dangerous situations because he doesn't want to get hit. And that's what it seems like to me. It's happy feet. When it's time for him to run, he won't run. When it's time for him to throw a pass, he won't make the throw. And you let Louisville, it could have got uglier than that without, that fumble that y'all got late. Skip,
well, we threw a tip interception in the red zone too. So that was a huge momentum swing in the beginning of the game.
Yeah. So you and then like you said, you are in field goal range. Crystal Ball has been criticized for being conservative sometimes.
He ain't the offensive coordinator. He didn't call that play.
But I'm saying
I'm not gonna blame him for that.
But he's the head coach. And then
you're right.
They get the brunt of the criticism. Nobody talks to the offensive coordinator too much. Now we get on that type of stuff, but he gets the brunt. And when they want to ask a question, why you didn't kick the field goal? Go on and get the points. Send it to overtime. You had got the momentum from Louisville a little bit,
right?
And you go from there.
I don't know what that noise is. Okay, I'm this here. I'm like this here. I take it as well as I can give it. That game was lost by our quarterback play and our play calling. If I'm an offensive coordinator, hypothetically, and I see my quarterback struggles with a certain pass or struggles reading certain certain types of defenses, then I'm minimal stuff to do. And I hate to do this because it's going to look like I'm piling on the Falcons. But how did they have to? When Whatchamacallit first took over for the Falcons and Vic was here, they had to give him plays that he knew, without even thinking about it. And then he started learning how the offense and how the playbook works. So even though Vic has the credentials he has, he still needs to be babied in my opinion now. But I've been a staunch advocate against him before the season started. Told y'all I didn't like him. As long as he just played regular football, we were going to win the game. So Ken asked the question, how many more losses do I see? I don't see none until the playoffs. I think now that we've gotten punched in the mouth where we shouldn't have, we're going to be more conservative, more ball or run oriented, and then pass once we get momentum. I think that's what a smart team would do now with the talent that we have. We got too much speed on the outside. We have a bruiser running back, and we have what everybody's considering the next step of Jimmy Johnson. First of all, I don't see that either. But he's doing a okay job, a good job. If they don't make these adjustments now with the quarterback play, I'm gonna say, then we won't even make the playoffs.
We got a little wind.
Yeah, my bad. My son's in there taking a bath. It'll be off in a second.
Okay.
It'll be off in just a minute. I'll mute in just a second. All right, well, let's go ahead and talk about my shame of the weekend. Hey, for anybody who is free, tomorrow at 3 p.m. on the South Carolina campus, they're holding a protest of Mike Shula as the offensive coordinator. This is not a joke. They made flyers and everything. Well, they're having a protest to try to get our offensive coordinator fired. Come join. And let's get his ass out of here because it is not working. We are bottom. We're covering college football. We are bottom 10 in every offensive stat.
Go ahead.
You are killing a potential Heisman winning quarterback.
That's over.
Because now, here's what I see. After a 26-7 loss to Oklahoma, now a 3-4 record. Damn. Lenore Sellers is done playing. He's going to be in the game, but he's not going to get hurt.
Yep.
Because he's going to say, screw this. I'm going to go ahead and go to the draft while I can.
Now, the question I would say to Skip, too, do we shut it down or he keep playing? Or that's the NIL?
You can't shut it down, number one, because of NIL. And number two is he'll look like a quitter to the whole league. So what I think he's going to do is you're going to see a lot of incomplete passes, throwing the ball away, or throwing the ball to wherever receivers open as much. He's going to pad his stats, so to speak.
So
he'll run when it's wide open. Like you said, he's going to protect himself now. It's not about winning. It's about not tanking numbers. That's what you mean.
But again, I just have to keep picking it back on the game you attended, and I told you this offense looked very shaky.
I said it that day. It looked terrible.
And Shula he's had some ups and downs in certain places, but no, I don't know what y'all got on the outside far as younger receivers, outside number 8 running a flat, and what y'all got going on, man. It just looked like y'all ill prepared now. But go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you what I think. And you hinted at it just now, and I think Kev is thinking what I'm about to say. These offensive coordinators are stuck in their ways. They're used to having a certain type of quarterback. And you feel like, well, he's athletic, he's fast, he got a strong arm, he can run my offense. And a lot of times your offense don't fit the quarterback. I think that's what's happening with down in Miami with Beck. I don't like him, period, but I think this is not his type of offense, even though it's a pro-style offense. You get what I'm saying? And what's happening with Sellers is Shula is not this is not the offense that suits his skill set. You understand what I'm saying? So I think that instead of the offensive coordinators saying, you know what, let me build a package that we know will work for him and let them run it. And then when we get us a lead or we get comfortable or we get all the momentum, now let me shoot these plays in there. That way, it'll show versatility versus highlighting what they're good at. And I think this is where the offensive coordinators are being disconnected from their stars or from their QB, put it that way. Because I don't think that's the star. But yeah.
I agree. Oh, well, now half of me has a hope that with a bad season, he might, stay one more year. Again, we're having a lot of offensive line problems. We had 3 offensive linemen out Saturday. Again, So that's a big part of it. All of our receivers besides Nick Harbor are freshmen, and we lost 8 of our starters on defense to the draft last year. So it's a bit.
6 games in now, so we got to stop saying that. What we lost to the draft. You 6 games
true.
in.
All right, yeah.
I understand what you're saying. I'm not being funny when I say that. But now you're 6 games in. If these guys can't step up, we're talking offensive line coaches. Something is wrong here now. It's time for them to have acclimated to the speed of the game and picked up what they're supposed to do, or bring somebody else in. We're going to get to it, but you see what the 49ers had on the field yesterday? 5-6 rookies. You understand me? People that hadn't seen the field at all, and they stepped up when they needed to. So this is what – go ahead.
So, I mean, that goes again when we see these preseason rankings and things of nature. That's why I was saying they need to hold off till we get to week 5 or a certain like that, because teams are jockeying for position and they're basing. And I'm sorry to say it again, Kevin, I have to keep reiterating it. They base your ranking off of that guy playing quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. And and that's what they ranked it off. We know from what we covered that you lost a lot off that team last year. And the wins that you got, it took to have all of them. Y'all probably had a couple of more, but a lot of you lost a lot. You come back with a quarterback, but we had questions at your running back position, questions at your receiver, and questions all over the defense. Mm-hmm. And we'll get to somebody at my team eventually, and I'll explain the same thing. When you lose those many studs for your particular team, you're going to see a drop-off, and it's going to take a minute unless you got the right coaching in place to coach those guys up to the system that you run.
Exactly. And this goes into recruiting from the head coaches too, and all of your scouts. You know who your potential guys are going to the league are. Why aren't you replacing these guys with at least 4 stars or going after them anyway? You're a big-time program, so it shouldn't be that hard, and you got a little money to play with. So
I agree.
All of this stuff plays into that.
All right. Well, I'm going to just run down them in order here because that's how ESPN does it. Ohio State played Wisconsin. They won 34-0. Indiana took on Michigan State. They came out of there 38-13. I called this one a little bit. Texas A&M and Arkansas. This Arkansas team has taken everyone to the brink. Everyone. Every game they have played, no matter what team they were playing, but they just can't friggin' win it. They take every game. Every one of their games this season has almost been a 1-score game.
They run out of gas.
They run out right there at the end. All right, and then number 5 went to Georgia. Ole Miss went to Georgia, and man, was that a game. But the Dogs get to win at home.
I got to say this. I don't know. This is probably the weakest, in my opinion, Georgia defensive team that we've seen in the past 4 years. And that goes again to what we was just saying. You can't keep losing all this talent at your university and think that you're going to keep that level of play now that we have transfer, NIL deals, and things of this nature. I'm the first to say we can't stop a fly in a phone booth. Everybody that we played against this year, all they plays work against us, but it's timing situations that we get a key stop or whatever. This is the first time in a long time that Georgia's offense is carrying the team. It looks like to me we can get in a shootout with anybody, or we can play a close game with anybody. I'm still not impressed. I haven't seen a complete game, meaning from start to finish. We find ourselves on our heels having to fight back to win the game. Now, when we off for 2 weeks and we're going to play Florida. Now, as we get to the latter games, we got Texas, and I'm doing like this, and we got Georgia Tech. And who would have thought that we'd be talking Georgia Tech, Georgia for some marbles. But again, Skip and Kev, I don't trust the team at all, and I'm a fan. I'm going to keep cheering for them. That's my team. I ain't got no problem. But this spotting people 10, 14 points is going to eventually catch up with you.
I saw a meme the other day that said the Georgia game, the Ole Miss Georgia game starts at 3:30. Georgia started Saturday's game starts at 3:30. Georgia will start at 4:35.
Yeah,
That's pretty much what we see every week.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much what we see. Skip, you got anything to add on Georgia?
Y'all know I root against everybody's team because I like making jokes and picking fun or whatever. Ole Miss gave that game away, in my opinion. They had the momentum and they didn't do what they needed to do to keep the ball out of Georgia's hands. And that's why they lost that game. But other than that, good game, sure.
All right. Rocky Top went to Tuscaloosa. Lost 37-20. Ty Simpson playing, hate to say it, I think the best quarterback in the country right now.
I got to say this. And Skip says a lot of coaching. That game got out of hand off of one play.
Yeah, momentum.
One play. You do not throw the ball in the damn red zone. I just don't get it. You know what I'm saying?
I disagree with that.
Skip, when you know you got points before halftime. You know
right.
If it's not there.
There you go.
Throw the ball in the back of the end zone.
You don't force the ball in the end zone.
You telegraph that and you force that play to that guy. Now he 100 miles and running. Because if you even kick the field goal, you come back out, you see what happened. They got the ball off a turnover, something. They went down and scored quickly. That is a 10-point swing right there if you go in that and you keep those 6 off the board. You know what I'm saying? It would have been a competitive game. At the end of the day, you look at it like that. Yeah, we want to score. Yeah, we want to be aggressive. But again, that's Alabama.
And you're right. Alabama. And then the I don't know the level of their rivalry, but it's one there too. You know, in the little SEC circle. So not to throw the ball in the red zone is one thing, but to force it is the one what you're saying. So I disagree with it. I mean, we look at what happened to Patriots in the Super Bowl. They shouldn't have thrown that at the 1 yard line. You should never throw it at the 1 yard line, but I get you. I understand what you're saying. All right.
Let's see. What do we got next on the list here? Oh, here was a top 10 upset. Arizona State took down number 7 Texas Tech, 26-22.
I'm gonna say it again. This is why these rankings are questionable now. We will see now from the top to the bottom. Outside, I'm gonna say Ohio State runs the table till they get ready to play against whoever they play in their little championship game because they don't play nobody unless Michigan musters up something to win. Everybody else possibility will have a one loss depending on what's going on in the rankings. Texas Tech, is Texas Tech better than Alabama? Is Texas Tech
Not
better?
my opinion.
Texas Tech better than a one-loss Georgia or one-loss Alabama. You know, if you look at the rankings previously, you know what I'm saying? Even so, if both you guys are looking at it, look who's 5-2, and the teams that's ranked under them.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all know who I'm talking about. We will talk about that. And I was like, wait a minute, they 5-2.
They shouldn't even be in the top 20. They shouldn't be in the top 25.
And the teams that's ranked under, that's why I say these rankings, we need to wait till they start the time they say playoff seeding. You could say this team is ranked 1. You know, however y'all want to do it. It's nothing but for talk. That's what it is, for talking, selling tickets. And then you have this right here, a pretender of a Texas Tech that has never in my life, I remember being in a top 10. Not with the Crabtrees and we had the Mahomes of the world playing for them and so forth and putting up numbers. And I'm looking up like, they number 7? Really? They the number 7 team in the nation. If we put them on a neutral site against the other top teams, are we picking them to win? Any other teams below them, that's a one-loss team. Some of them, if you're looking at the rankings, will beat the dog crap out of Texas Tech.
Absolutely. All right. Well, next down the list, Oregon beats the hell out of Rutgers 56-10. And another, I don't even know. You know what? I respect the hell out of the way they said this at the end of the game. You know why we didn't rush the field? Because we knew we were going to win. Vanderbilt beats LSU 31-24.
I am. What did we say about that game? What did we do?
I said Vandy was going to win.
But
Go ahead, Skip.
I think what's happening is, man, the parity is starting to show already because of NIL money. Because a 4-star or a 5-star is not going to sit on the bench when he can go somewhere and get paid to come there. So now, like we've seen it with South Carolina, we've seen it with Georgia, you don't have the studs ready to run on the field now backing up somebody. And this is where we're starting to see teams that normally would not even give competition. They're beating teams that they're not supposed to beat because the parity, the level of competition, the playing field is almost even. And we're seeing it now unexpectedly because they're not ranked and they're doing it. But like now, the ranking system is going to change because Vanderbilt, who we just say beat Texas Tech, Arizona State, these teams are getting top-notch players now. So how are they going to change the system for the rankings next year, D?
I mean, that's why I said it's something they're gonna keep doing it. It's been like that for years. It ain't gonna change, but it's just like I say, for me, it's just talk. It's just talk.
It's all a guessing game.
Yeah,
it's just speculation.
They go
until we get into the season.
Yeah, they go off of depth. What you got coming back. So when you see a team say they lost 13 starters, or you know what I'm saying, on offense and defense combined, depending on what they got coming back is where they're going to be ranked. I don't care if they win the championship or not. You know what I'm saying? You can run the table, and they'll still, out of respect, they'll keep you in the top 5. But we can look at our test and know we knew Penn State wasn't the number two team in the land. We knew that.
And they were number 1 at one point.
But we knew they wasn't. We knew Ohio State, out of everybody, they were the defending champs, had the best chance outside of the quarterback play, returning players, to be where they at right now. Number 1. Have they played anybody? No. Now you got
any more ranked teams this season.
Now you got them in Indiana. Who would have thought Indiana would be number 2? But Indiana didn't beat more players, more teams that was ranked than Ohio State.
But Indiana also doesn't have any more ranked games either.
So
if we're being honest with ourselves, Kev, Indiana gonna lose to one of those teams because they're Indiana.
I don't know. I said it. Kirk Cignetti's got a good program brewing up there.
You're right. But again, I think they're playing over their heads. Everybody looks past Indiana. You said it when you picked them to beat, was it Illinois or whoever it was? Yeah, you picked them to beat Illinois. You said that. But now what's happening is they're going to go in with we're the big guy on the block now. And they're going to lose to one of these unranked teams before the season over. Mark my words.
Okay, so a 1-loss Indiana.
They still make the playoffs.
Absolutely. But the only reason I'm big on it, this isn't like a Cinderella season for them. This is the second year in a row they've done this. So coaching is coached. You know what I mean? All right. Well, hey, the rambling wreck from Georgia Tech. We said this is a trap game for Georgia Tech. And for the first 2.5 quarters, it was tight. But Georgia Tech ends up pulling away and getting the victory 27-18. And I believe they have cracked the top 10 now.
Yes.
I don't have this week's rankings pulled up.
Yes.
I think they're number 5. Let me look.
Yes, they are number 7.
They're number 7. They're number 7.
So as of right now, it would be Georgia Tech and Louisville for the ACC, and I see Georgia Tech beating the hell out of Louisville.
Now,
Louisville was riding high in a Friday night trap game against Miami. Had that game been played on Saturday, I believe Miami would have won.
But you know what's wild about it? We were sitting here last week, ladies and gentlemen. We were trying to figure out what that spread was for that Georgia Tech game, and it was very low.
Duke was favored.
Duke was favored 1.5.
And we was trying to figure out why. That game, Skip, started off real shaky. They were going to Duke was moving the ball and turning the ball over in the red zone. Georgia Tech could not do anything. If Duke would have had some offense, they would have beat Georgia Tech. That's what I'm saying. Georgia Tech moving forward, if we look at their schedule, outside of Georgia, the ACC play We don't know what we're gonna get. They rank number 7, but they're well coached. They do what they need to do to win the game. You know it's coming. Are you gonna stop it?
Yeah, absolutely. And Clemson's 2-4, so they're completely out of the ACC unless something happens and everybody just loses 5 in a row.
Still won't happen.
And they went out. It just. So yeah, you know what? And now you have to have the conversation: is NIL doing its job in the perspective of the NIL and the transfer portal doing their job of spreading talent around?
Yes, that's what I just said about Indiana and Arizona, who just be Texas Tech. The parity now is becoming evident because of the transfer portal and the NIL money. I'm not going to say that I don't have to. Miami used to have 4 or 5 All-Americans at every position. Well, not at every position, but we had 3 all-world potential Hall of Fame running backs on the same football team. McGahee, Portis, and
Frank Gore.
Mm-hmm.
They were backing each other up. So you won't see that no more. You might see a breakout player, but you won't see a 5-star sitting down waiting his turn because there's too much money out there now in the transfer portal. So, yeah.
Absolutely. All right. We don't have to get into too many of these games. I'm just going to run down the list real quick here. Number 13, Notre Dame takes down number 20, USC. Marcus Freeman and the Fighting Irish looking pretty good. They rolled through that game. Number 23, Utah loses to number 15, BYU. That was the Battle of the Mormons up there. Yeah, you know what? I watched 60 days in, so it is 90 days, whatever it is, and it was in Utah, and it is nothing but Mormons and meth up there. Pretty interesting combo.
Keep going.
All right, number 16, Missouri Tigers take down Auburn Tigers in Jordan-Hare Stadium, 23-17. Virginia.
You skipped right over one.
BYU, Utah,
South Carolina.
I thought we talked about that.
He said.
We already did that. All right. Washington State went to Virginia, and Virginia barely escaped with the win, 22-20. South Florida beat FAU 48-13. Texas and Kentucky go to overtime. The Longhorns get it, 16-13. Did y'all know South Carolina is not last in the SEC. We are 14th, with Texas being 16th. They are last in the SEC right now.
The budget that they gave to Texas from the alumni and the money to start off at preseason number 1, and what they have dropped to, it is terrible.
Everybody got a Lambo, but y'all can't get a win.
Yeah. Exactly.
And don't get me wrong, this is what we said with the Oklahomas and the Texases of the world coming into the SEC. This wasn't going to be no pushover. If you didn't get us early, we're going to find out about it. I'm talking about as a whole. They might be shot their ward last year when they got to the SEC championship and they was talking all that junk. Oh, this is easy. We were running this thing, and now you having problems with Kentucky.
A basketball school. Say it like it is. That's a basketball.
So I'm telling you, if this is what y'all got going on, please, Bulldogs, put these people out their misery when they come to Athens. Please, don't play with them. Please.
I would love to see that, because I'm so sick of hearing the Arch Manning name, man.
All right, last 2 of this weekend's top 25. UAB takes down number 22 Memphis. And number 24, Cincinnati, takes down Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Fellas, we have a couple of games this weekend. We're not going to spend time on this because we already know, but it's just at the top of my list. The Tide is coming to South Carolina, and I predict they just roll damn Tide. All right.
What?
Yeah, coming to South. We're terrible. were garbage.
Okay.
And they're not going to replace. If you saw the post-game interview where they asked Shane Beamer if he was going to make a change, he got all pissy and said, I made a change last week when I fired the offensive line coach. Fire the coordinator. Fire the coordinator, Shane, because it looked just as bad.
Did you say he got all pissy?
He got all pissy. Well, I made a change last week. And we need more.
I must say that when we notice that when these teams start messing with their coaching staff mid-season, it becomes a downward spiral. Usually,
Florida Gators did it.
Yeah, so you when they just basically then mailed in the rest of the season. Players are playing not to get hurt, or playing for another team, or playing to get to the next level. So that's why we said, and and then you get offended. You get offended as a head coach. This is what you signed up for. Everything ain't gonna be peaches and cream all the time. Now.
Right. That is.
They love you when you're winning, but you got to answer somebody when you're losing. You know what? It has all the makings of a perfect upset. We're 3-4. Season's done. They pretty much think we're just going to roll over. It has all the makings. Alabama's surprisingly only favored by 11.5.
Damn.
So
somebody
knows something.
You said only.
Because you look now and say 3-4 Syracuse is a 17.5 underdog to Georgia Tech.
Again, that game that's gonna be tough.
I believe that's a trap game.
It's gonna be tough.
But they downtown though. I think they're gonna run over Syracuse. I want it to be one of those ones where it's either a wake up call or they lose, but I don't see it.
I don't either. I think Georgia Tech escapes with it. All right, big one out of the SEC this weekend. We got Ole Miss and Oklahoma, both teams 6-1. Oklahoma sits one spot out of the playoffs. What do we think?
I think Oklahoma will be. I think if it is a 2-loss team, Oklahoma will be that 2-loss team that makes it if they don't put Notre Dame in there for some stupid ass reason. But I like Oklahoma over Ole Miss.
Ooh.
OU is the 4.5 point favorite. They're at home.
Who the foe?
Oklahoma. 4.5.
That defense. And that is that defense. Because Oklahoma got that defense. And the way usually what happens with Ole Miss, they play against a Georgia or Alabama. They lose that game, and then that's when it starts to get a little shaky. Now the rumblings are Lane Kiffin might be going to Florida because that's his dream job of his idol of Steve Spurrier. So when they start questioning doing that type of stuff, the team start to come off the rail. And big ups to Route King's son, Deuce Hilton Alexander, Route King's son. He's the one, the skipper. You seen the game, caught that one-handed catch on the sideline. Great partner of the show or whatever. So kudos to see,
And we told him we was gonna be following him. Remember we had
labor. And the crazy part is in that game, you had two players that he had his hand on for the first time we've seen playing against each other. KJ Bolden for Georgia and his son Deuce Alexander. They was on the field at the same time, and they had those two kids since they were 6 years old to 12 playing in a program, and now you get to see them on the biggest stage in college football playing against each other. But like we were saying, Ole Miss tends to start getting a little shaky, Kevin, when they lose a game. So and that's going to be.
We saw it fall off the rails last year.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game.
All right.
Who you like?
Huh?
D, who you like in that game?
I'm going Oklahoma. I don't care for Ole Miss. I'm sorry, I would have never in my life. It's kind of hard for me to, and that ain't got nothing to do.
I got you.
Yeah, I just
playing. I like Oklahoma too. Kev?
I'm gonna take Ole Miss and a bounce back.
What?
No, I'm changing that. Give me Oklahoma. Their defense. I think Oklahoma's defense wins it, not the offense, because that quarterback's still hurt. All right. Well, another one out of the SEC, number 15, Missouri, will be taking the ride to Nashville. They are playing the Commodores. Both teams 6-1. Spread of this game, Vandy 2.5.
I'm taking Missouri.
Boom.
I am too.
I'm with you.
Vandy rides high off beating LSU, given that whole thing of we didn't rush the field because we knew we were going to win.
I'm taking Missouri. I'm taking Missouri to go in there and beat them because the same thing when Vanderbilt gets a little ahead of themselves. Not saying that they're not a good team or whatever, but they get ahead of themselves. We already know LSU, Brian Kelly team is always shaky, always something going crazy. When we think they there and they lose, they start losing games. This Missouri team is very scared. They were one play away from beating Alabama when they played. They are battle tested. They can go on the road and win a game like this. It's not going to be that easy. It's not going to be no pushover.
All right. Well, hey, two that I was going to skip over until I saw the spreads on. Number 11, BYU, going to BYU is 7-0, by the way, going to Iowa State 5-2. Iowa State is the favorite in this game.
They are because they are a Big Ten team going against what is BYU in the Mountain West or what they in? So that's why. That's that. And like you said, at 2, it really would be 5, but at 3 points. Remember, I took the 3 points.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be a shootout though.
Yep.
But you think about this, BYU hasn't beaten a ranked team all year.
They ain't gonna play one.
They got Texas Tech.
Oh shit! Well,
in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But they have not beaten. I'm sorry, they just beat Utah, who were ranked 23. But they have not beaten. They have not played a ranked team until Utah last week.
And they, like you said, they still have Texas Tech, and they also have Cincinnati, who's a 6-1 team right now.
Yeah.
So
I'm like you. I pick what you call Nolan.
I think I agree. I think I'm going to go with Iowa State on that one. All right, another one I was going to glaze over, but I'm going to talk about it. Number 23, Illinois, going to Washington. Washington, the 4.5-point favorite.
I'm not trusting Illinois again. You tried to ride with them before. Washington is a hard place to play in, and we're getting into the weather elements is coming around the corner. So I'm not.
Well, both of those are cold weather states.
Yeah, so that's why I'm just saying weather gonna play a possibility in the game. So I would go with the Huskies. In that, what you say, that's a 4-point spread.
4.5.
4.5.
Yeah, I take Washington with the cover that 4.
Now here's something that. Oh, my bad, Skip. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to another game. If you got something on that one, go ahead.
I was just going to say I agree with you wholeheartedly. I like Washington at home. Momentum, home field advantage coming out of the tunnel. I think they're gonna put it on. Go ahead.
Now here's something that'll piss you off a little bit. Number 22, Texas, who I just said was last in the SEC. Number 22, Texas, goes to Mississippi State. Texas is the 6.5-point favorite. Give me more cowbell. Mississippi State. Why is Texas ranked? If you are last in your conference, damn if you're 5-2. You're last in the conference. You don't have a win in the SEC. Goodbye. They did just beat Kentucky. They have one win in the SEC.
Same reason Notre Dame's still ranked.
But Notre Dame doesn't claim a conference. So, I don't think they should be ranked unless they're undefeated anyways.
It's by name and reputation. That's why those two teams are still in the top 25. Name.
Yeah, and again, who is playing quarterback?
True. They want Arch to be $1 million man.
You marketed him. Every time they play, all the commercials you have his uncle. They both on commercials. They don't even play college football no more. They promoting the son, the other son, Peyton's son sitting there on the couch with him on a commercial. It's about money. They're trying to mask what they put out there, and we hadn't seen him play. We all said he ain't played nobody yet. Y'all need to wait.
Mm-hmm.
Now that pressure's on that kid to perform along with that team. They know what's out there too.
That's Spotlight Bright, boy.
And
Spotlight Bright.
and Stark has got pressure on him too. So that whole team, and again, you got to see the difference in the Alabama, the Georgias, the Oklahomas of the world. If we're going by the SEC teams, even Ohio State, you don't hear nothing about them. You hear more about Texas and their quarterback, and they're not even in the top 5.
All right. Well, the last big game of the weekend here, Texas A&M. Oh, Skip, you got something?
No. I'm following you.
Okay. Texas A&M is taking the trip to Death Valley, where they are the 2.5-point favorites.
I like LSU.
Ooh.
Yes. And I'm going to tell you why I like them real quick. Some of us blast the LSU head coach for his inconsistencies, how his team falters in the end of the season, this loss they just had. I'm not going to consider this a bounce back. I'm going to consider this them waking up.
They get right.
LSU playing to their potential, and they're going to shock Texas A&M this weekend. They only favored to lose by 2.5.
Wait a minute. Is it under the lights?
It's in Death Valley at 7 o'clock. 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
I might have to ride with Skip on this one. Texas A&M has been getting away with some stuff. They got a favorable, good quarterback. He's been playing good football, but they tend to, as the season go on, they schedule get a little tougher.
For them to be ranked number 3 in the country, undefeated, only favored by 2.5 over a team that's on the downslide. Somebody knows something somewhere, and I like LSU to wake up.
And we have, when we give out these spreads, we have been kind of dead on what be going on in these games. They be real close. So I don't know what Vegas them know that we don't know, but I might have to take LSU and them too.
All right. Well, let me go through this right here before we move on. Oh, shit. I should have been more prepared on that. So when you look at that Texas A&M, they haven't played at Georgia, Ole Miss, Alabama. Now, they do play, I believe they do play Bama later on, but UTSA, Utah State, they had a 1-point win over Notre Dame. Auburn, Mississippi State, Florida, Arkansas, and now LSU. Now, after this Arkansas game, I believe LSU is going to find some faults in their defense because Arkansas put up 42 points.
Exactly.
That's why the spread is what it is. That right there.
Exactly, because you let up nobody, so to speak, because they're unranked, score 42 points on you, and they weren't points.
That's why.
I'm riding with you guys. LSU gets the home field advantage. Death Valley under the lights. Absolutely.
Yep. That's why.
All right, fellas. Well, let's get in to the NFL. Whoa, there we go. I'm going to start us off with our picks from last week. We took on 5 games. Let's see how we did. You guys had no faith in the Dallas Cowboys, but for damn sure I did. The Cowboys doubled the Commanders' score yesterday in the 44-22 win. And let me start by saying what every typical Cowboys fan is going to say. This is a Super Bowl winning offense. Notice that, offense. Mm-hmm. This is a Super Bowl winning offense. Defense played better yesterday, but we caught some lucky breaks with some drop balls by the Commanders.
Mm-hmm. But it's not enough to get y'all through the playoffs.
And just think about it. Debo, McLean, they did not have those two bullets in their gun. So they were having some injuries on their side of the ball and some of their skill position, and the game was close at first. I got to agree with you. Dallas offense looks awesome. They got CeeDee Lamb back yesterday. You got George Pickens. That's arguably one of the best deep ball catchers to how to adjust to the deep ball of what Dak is throwing. Every time he throws it up, some way or another, he comes down with that ball. He's one of the best in the league to do it. And y'all have found y'all a running back, Kev.
Devontae friggin' Williams, buddy.
You have found
Holy
a
hell.
running back. And as of yesterday, Skip, Dak hadn't thrown an interception in a while. He was 10-0 lead coming into the game of touchdown and intercept ratio. I'm not a Dallas Cowboy hater, but I know football, so I'm not gonna sit here and dog them out. You started that mess, but
Who, me?
No, I'm pointing at him.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I've been telling y'all all the time. Y'all been talking about how bad they was, and I kept saying Dak has been the top 3, top 4 quarterback for the last 5 years.
Yeah, so I'm not going to go away from it. Offense is playing phenomenal.
Now, one thing I got to give props to real quick, my buddy Mark and I, we talk about this, and we've talked about it on the show. Right now, George Pickens has all of the leverage. He has all of the leverage. He is showing 31 other teams, hey, I can come to your program and be wide receiver number 1. But the props I give to Brian Schottenheimer, I believe if we can keep this up, CD might go get 110 yards, but if at halftime, but if George Pickens has 90, if they're both, 4 or 5 catches with almost 100 yards, I believe it gives you every incentive to stay. We can be a power duo.
Well,
and
I agree, Kevin. And I'm going to tell you why I agree. Because he has the best chance of winning where he is. Unless he goes to a Detroit or Kansas City or Philadelphia or Washington is loaded, so he ain't going there. Or to a team that's a contender already without him, his best position is where he is right now. Because like I said, this offense is a sewing machine that runs so good. So for him to not take the money and stay versus getting a couple of more million to go out somewhere, we'll see where his mind is at.
Yeah, depending on where it did a lot of times, depending. He's an Alabama kid, and just depending on where his mindset, because he gonna command some money. He's playing with a top-notch quarterback. You arguably can say it's the best quarterback he's played with since he's been in the league. This is the best quarterback he's played with. He's getting the lead, and he has another person on the other side of him that
can take the weight off of
that pressure.
2 other things to keep in mind on that. Dallas has some of the lowest taxes.
They don't have state tax.
They don't have state taxes.
So there you go. That's another incentive to stay. Also,
it just depends on what y'all got. Y'all got the draft picks. Y'all got the capital now because you didn't.
I was going to say, that was the second thing. We freed up how much money by trading Parsons, as much as it might have stung. We freed up how much money? We saved how much?
But see, what's crazy is, Kev, I don't think they can break the bank with him.
Yes.
I mean, they'll give him what he wants.
But he might want top-notch money.
Yeah, he going to want top. That's
if he wants 35, 40 a year, it's going to be hard to keep him, which doesn't make sense. It makes sense in the grand scheme of I'm working, I want what I think my worth is. Excuse me, but I don't think they can afford to break the bank with him and not bring in.
And not only that, if
CeeDee
Lamb stayed hurt and he's your man and those numbers are there, you would see him to demand that money. With CeeDee Lamb coming back, you know what I'm saying? This is your role. CeeDee Lamb both of them get the bolts of the throws to him now. But hey, that's
what I'm saying. If Lamb goes out there and gets 130 yards and Pickens comes behind him with 110, both of them got eight balls thrown at them. That's you're running 2 wide receiver 1 essentially, and when to Skip's point, when you mention all those big name teams that you would have to go to because you would want to go to a team where you have a possibility of winning, you can't go to a Philly because they've already got 2 wide receiver 1s essentially. They got a duo that does well. You can't go to Washington.
It just
depends.
What I mean? It just depends again if we're getting ahead of ourselves, but it just depends and we figure speed. It just depends where he is. Because if he stays in the NFC, he can go to a Carolina and get paid. He can go to
we're not saying he can't go and get paid.
Yeah.
But if he wants to win,
he wants to win.
This is the best position for him.
That's right.
He can get anywhere and get paid.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't want to just get paid
And
unless I'm old, long in the tooth.
Yeah,
then I'm
right.
all the way I can get. But no.
Yeah.
All right. Well, next game on the list here, Eagles went to Minnesota and got the dub. D, I'm going to say this was Jalen Hurts' best performance of the season.
It is.
Rating.
It is.
The only thing that pisses me off is the amount of people chanting MVP conversation now after one good game.
I mean, that's gonna go either here or there. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about no individual accolades. I want another chip. And we got to get this team. We got too much talent for this team to be struggling on offense. But last year, around this time, the same thing was going on, and they kicked it into high gear. Like I said, we are the dog that's getting hunted every week. So everybody's hunting to beat us. We're gonna get everybody's A game and so forth and so on. We went through a brutal stretch of the schedule, and we to come out 5-2. That's good. You know, I didn't think we would lose the game against the Giants, but hey,
nobody did.
them back-to-back losses might have woke them up because they were skating by and getting away with stuff and things of that nature. But great game, great game. I seen something today. We still got some issues in the secondary that we got to clean up. We got to get that together. They was on Carson Wentz butt every play. I was looking. They was at him every play. But good overall win.
Absolutely. All right. Next on the list, we had the Colts and the Chargers. D, you picked the Chargers. Skip and I picked the Colts. Danny friggin' Dimes.
Told y'all.
Danny friggin' Dimes.
He's comfortable. His comfort zone is there. I'm not worried. I'm gonna do my job. Y'all just give me what I ask, and I'm gonna make it work. He's there.
You know what Daniel Jones is doing right now, Skip? He's pulling a Baker.
Yeah, but I don't think he was slated to be what they gave Baker. They gave Baker the keys, and they gave him the keys too.
He was there for about 7 seasons.
The difference, he was in New York, that market that he was in New York. Now, Baker went number 1. It was question marks when Daniel Jones came out. Did he deserve to get picked that high coming from where he came from out of college?
Right.
Jonathan Taylor is running like a madman again, the running back for the Colts. And
he's what? This is his 3rd year?
This is 4th year.
16 carries for 94 yards.
He's running back like a madman.
3 touchdowns.
And that got a lot to do with it. And again, this goes to show you that these guys that are playing in the league, and we be like, they suck, they trash, or whatever we call them. You put them with the right coach and the right system, and here we go. And they off to the runners. Nobody thought Daniel Jones be playing this well. We know that the guy sitting on the bench who they just drafted, his career and the coach is over.
I think
Anthony Richardson.
I think they'll bring him along. I think this is like Brett Favre and what you call him? He sat on the bench and Brett got out of there. I think this is perfect. You for the QB they just drafted. Let him sit there and learn and watch.
Possibly.
We got to remember, if Drew Bledsoe don't get hurt, ain't no Tom Brady.
Well, you really got to think again when we say that. It's a top 5 pick that got drafted sitting on the bench. You're not paying Daniel Jones that money, and then now Daniel Jones is going to command some money next year. And what are you going to do?
They're going to pay him.
Absolutely. They're going to pay him at least for 4 years. I see 4. All right, well, Skip, it is your time to shine because the 49ers came to Atlanta and they whooped.
No. We're in California.
Oh, shit, I wrote it down backwards on here then. My bad. Either way, the 49ers rolled the Falcons 20-10. Take it away, my friend.
Listen, man, I am a realist. I thought if we got a lead, we could hold out. But the Falcons came out and started punching us in the face, and we didn't fall down. We have 2 potential Hall of Fame players on our defense that are out. And those guys that filled in for them stepped up and did a job yesterday. Our cornerback play is still suspect. we lost to the Bucks because we got deep across the middle. And that's where Atlanta was beating us deep down the middle. They dropped a couple of passes they shouldn't have dropped. But overall, man, for the coaching to take what we had and win the game and come back and those guys stand in the paint, I commend them. Not one time did I get down on play calling or anything because I just felt like we didn't even use Kittle like we should have, in my opinion. But he was a good decoy because CMC showed up. You hear me? CMC looked like he was back in Carolina, boy.
Mm-hmm.
He had 130 yards rushing and another 56 and catching, and he hitting the hole like he got young legs. I was okay, boy. Ooh. But y'all know how I pick at the Falcons, this and that, and don't look like getting them in here. But yeah, man, it was a good win for us. It was a breath of fresh air to see these young guys step into the role and do what they're asked to do. Not try to overdo it, not act like you're something you're not. Just do your job and everybody else do theirs, and we can come out with a win. So, listen, y'all know how I felt about that quarterback. He swayed me yesterday. I think if Purdy comes back healthy, he need to sit down and wait for this guy to make a mistake.
I told you.
But again, he swayed me yesterday with his command, with his patience, with his attitude about incomplete passes or whatever. He stayed in the pocket. He did what he had to do. He ran when he needed to. He even dove. Maybe about slide. But he swayed me yesterday. I like him. I like him. Because any other says sit him down, Purdy's back, but nah, we don't need to take that away from the team right now.
Now, I got to say this. This is on the Falcons side of it. Great win for the 49ers, for my partner over here, because that's his team, the Falcons.
All y'all had was Bijan, and they tried to run him in the ground. They tried to pass him in the ground.
The Falcons.
What are you thinking?
The Falcons. You got a whole rookie defense playing over there, and you only mustered 10 points. I don't know what is going on over there. Raheem Morris, I'm sorry, he's not that guy. This guy has a terrible attitude to be a head coach in this league. He acts like he's won a couple of Super Bowls. He has one on his resume because he was assistant coach. But Skip, how you get a penalty for 12 men on the field, then you turn around and have 10 men on the field on a crucial 3rd and 12. We back up for the last 3 weeks. It's been blunders before halftime where they can put points on the board. Then you sit up here, and this is not Madden football. The football gods will get you. You have an opportunity to kick a field goal and tie this game up and make it 13-13 in the fourth quarter. What you thought was going to happen. You're not stopping McCaffrey from running the football. We've seen it all night. This is the first time I've seen this year that the Falcons are getting blunt, just getting ran straight up the middle. They are bludgeoning them. I'm talking about he getting 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 yards of carry, and nothing has happened. This Falcon offensive coordinator, Michael.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Michael Penix, sir, I'm sorry, Falcon fans. We know that he is not the most athletic far as running around. That is not Michael Vick. You know what I'm saying? He's not. But it's no excuse for you not to be able to run to get 2 yards. Or you run some plays outside of that pocket. Your best his best attribute is that he can throw the ball far. That's it.
I said this when he got drafted. Michael Penix is fragile. 3 of his 4 seasons in college, he spent on the bench with season-ending injuries.
That's a fact.
Michael Penix is not going to be the guy who goes out there and says, all right, I'm going to put my head down and take a small hit for these 2 yards.
And they won't put him in that position because of that. D.
That's right. What Skip is saying, they're not going to do it. He has to learn game time situations. And this goes what we said why he wasn't playing in the preseason. You cost the Falcons 3 points before halftime because what did you do? You throw the ball away, intentional grounding. You supposed to know that. You supposed to know that. And this big old
well, he was going to get clocked. If he don't throw that ball away, he would have got hurt.
Well, I'm saying this deer in the headlights, smile on his face like, I don't know what, like the lights are too big or whatever. And then you get the best game you've gotten out of Kyle Pitts as far as catches and production, and they got to find somebody else outside of Bijan and Algier and the skill players that they have. They have no one.
Number 5, what's his name?
That's Drake London.
London.
But I'm saying he's not a burner, Skip. You got to have somebody to stretch that defense because now what the defense is across the league are seeing as we get into middle of the season play, he's not going to move. So we finna send everything at him.
Oh yeah, he can't move. Oh, he's not. He can't. He can't afford to get bumped too hard. Matter of fact, he got banged up yesterday. In one of those sacks, he limped off the field, and I'm like, number one, those knee braces are way too big. With the technology we got, they got to do something better. Those things look like offensive lineman knee braces he got on, man.
Yeah, he does.
Y'all better get somebody else. That's just terrible. They're restricting him, in my opinion. Those knee braces.
Something. I agree with you. Something is just not. He got it on, but it looked like it hurts when he throws to me.
Thank you. It looked like
And I also think the Falcons, and I think it comes down to Raheem Morris and his bad decisions as a head coach. Hang on, let me finish that. I believe he doesn't want to look wrong by putting Cousins back in.
He's going to have to. If he wants
doesn't, but that's a hard pill to swallow. But at the end of the day, like I said at the beginning of the season, you got $100 million man sitting on the bench. You have to play him for the fact of what you're paying him.
But, Kev, look at the reason he got benched is because he was losing games for them.
That's fact.
He got benched. So I ain't going to say he's wrong. I don't think he's wrong for putting Penix in because of what was happening. You get what I'm saying? So putting him back in now would mean I lost all confidence in Penix.
That's
and
right.
I don't see him being the future.
That's right.
That's why you can't put Cousins back in now.
That's right.
If Penix come out with a limp knee or whatever, it's a stinger or whatever. Now that's your out.
Yes.
Got in to play good, so I'm gonna let him start in this game.
Yes.
But it can't be.
Penix is fragile. Penix gets hurt, has to sit out 6 games, but Cousins comes in and throws, 14 touchdowns. Y'all go 5. They run it 5-1.
But that's his out though. You get what I'm saying? If Penix gets hurt, gets nicked, get a stinger, now you can slide Cousins in and
I see what you're saying. So an injury helps.
You get what I'm saying?
It won't be no controversy.
There's no controversy.
Injury takes the pressure off Raheem Morris.
There you go. Because the reason he got benched, it was his own fault. If we want to be serious, he was turning the ball over. He wasn't really moving the football. So I need to inject the offense, and it worked for the first 2 games. So I get you.
All right. Well, this is the last game that I'm just going to buzz over real quick because it is important to the picks for this coming week. The Giants were up 19-0 entering the 4th quarter against the Denver Broncos. Final score of this game, 33-32. Denver Broncos win it. Teams are here's a crazy stat. Teams are 2 and 3,677 when trailing by 18 points with 6 minutes left.
Do we still have a spread from that game again from last week?
Let me see if it'll pull it up here.
The only reason I'm asking, I think if we did pick that game, all of us might have picked Denver, but they jumped. They jumped on Denver like game busters. But when I was watching the game, it's Jackson Dart and Bo Nix were taunting each other this whole game.
Denver was favored 7.5.
So here we go again with this point spread. 7.5. It could have been 10, and they jump out 19-0, and then they come back and win. Vegas still won. Because if you took the Giants in the 7, you still win the game.
Mm-hmm.
You see, so this I couldn't believe, Skip. I sat there and watched this. I said Jackson Dart was still throwing the ball around. Some of those touchdowns that Jackson Dart got was off tips, and it was ricocheted that somebody caught the ball. Someone was intercepted, and so forth and so on. You have got to learn how to close game. The Giants got their quarterback now. I give them that. But Sean Payton, that's coaching, and Bo Nix is phenomenal what the Denver did.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Skip, you got anything to add before we go to this week?
No.
All right. Well, the reason that was important because the first game we got on the docket here, the Dallas Cowboys are going to Mile High to play the Denver Broncos, where currently the Broncos are favored 3.5.
I like Dallas.
Give me them Cowboys, obviously.
I like Dallas. I think for the reasons we just talked about when they won yesterday with Pickens and CD, I don't think Denver can afford for Dallas to get a 7 to 10 point lead and make it up. Even though Dallas' defense is in the dumps, they won't do what the Giants did because Dallas' offense is too good.
What time is this? Is the afternoon game?
4:25, game of the week, prime time.
Oh, Lord. So I have to say I'm going with Denver. Denver was my child team when I was a kid, John Elway and so forth. I'm not a Bo Nix fan. Patrick Surtain, the defensive player of the year, will shut down CD, I do believe, and then you will have this gonna have to be a George Pickens type thing. It's gonna be very interesting. It's gonna come down to the turnover battle also. I do believe that.
Well, and D, I'm going to say this to your point before I go to the next one. This is what we wanted. Oh, they're going to lock up CD. That's okay. George Pickens will catch it. And when you start doubling George Pickens, guess what we're going to do? We're going to throw back CD Lamb.
Exactly.
All right. Next game on this list. We just saw it a few weeks ago, and that's why I had to put it on here. The Giants are going to Philly to play the Eagles.
Get
back game. We finna get it.
That ain't even a trap game.
This is get back.
Oh, Jesus, the whooping they finna get.
But I'm not gonna say it's a whooping. Well, you know what?
They finna get whooped.
They gonna pay because Jalen Carter did not play.
They finna get their ass tore up.
And there's finna be a whole problem because what they jumped on the Eagles like gangbusters. On Thursday night, and they did a lot of trash talking.
You're supposed to, because they was.
I appreciate y'all for coming.
This ain't gonna even be close.
Give me the Giants. Give me the Giants.
Y'all two are trick, but y'all two something else. Y'all would not pick each other's team.
I've picked Eagles before. He's picked the Cowboys.
You just picked Denver because it was your son's team when he was growing up.
No, it's my team. My team when I was growing up. I was a Denver Broncos.
What was your team?
He ain't never picked Denver before because of that reason.
I have picked Denver before, but not outside of the Cowboys. But yeah.
Something else. We analysts right now. Pick the team that's gonna win the football game. Don't think Denver gonna beat the other stuff.
Philly is at home and they're favored 6.5.
Listen.
Give me the Giants.
Wait. I'm going off of this. Denver right now has beat almost every team in the NFC East. They beaten Philly. They just beat the Giants. It usually happens like this when we play some of these teams. You get one of them teams out of the division that will sweep one of the division. Right now, Denver is playing like that. It has nothing to do. If they were playing against Washington, I would have picked Denver up in Denver. Mile High is notorious for having issues with the weather and so forth.
Breathing conditions.
There you go. So that's why I said that. But go ahead.
All right. Well, I got a third game on here. We got to pick the last two. Packers and Steelers.
Oh,
going to be our 8:20 treat. The Packers are favored 3.5 in Pittsburgh.
I like Pittsburgh.
I'm taking Pittsburgh.
I am too.
Pittsburgh lost a game that we didn't think they were going to lose.
Aaron Rodgers is going to show his monkey ass. If these guys catch the football, I predict 350 plus passing yards.
Oh, my. They playing in Green Bay?
No,
they're in Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah, he tends to show out against. He likes to do that. So I don't know about 350, but Pittsburgh is gonna bounce back. I do believe.
Well, and this is Aaron Rodgers' old stomping grounds. You know what I mean? He didn't get to do it with the Jets because he was hurt. So I believe Aaron Rodgers comes out and shows why he's not at Pittsburgh or in Green Bay anymore. All right, so I put this down for a possibility, but I didn't because of the spread. Monday night, we got Commanders and Chiefs. 10.5 points, Chiefs.
One name is hurt. It's a possibility that the quarterback had an MRI. I don't think it came out yet on his leg.
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, he got hurt in the Cowboy game. So,
all right, so we won't put that one on there. Let me just read a couple of the other ones. Let me get back to the top here.
That's why the spread so high, too.
Yeah. Jets, Bengals, that's trash. Bears, Ravens, that's trash. Dolphins, Falcons. We could go Bills, Panthers, 4-2 against 4-3. 7.5 point Bills spread.
Bills gonna bounce back. They gonna beat them. I'm not worried.
I believe so too. All right, here's one. 49ers and Texans. 49ers are actually favored in. I'm sorry, Texans are favored in that one.
Well, they playing in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And they 2-3. We got to overlook the record too. We got to think about all the injuries at the 49ers.
Yeah, that's true.
That spread. Of course, I like my 49ers, but I understand why the Texans are favored.
I'm going with the 49ers.
Yeah, we could take that one, Kev, I guess.
You want to put it on there?
Vikings, Chargers.
Vikings Chargers
on Thursday. I forgot about that one. Yes.
Yeah. So we'll take that one instead. But yeah, now I like Minnesota.
I have to agree with you, Skip. I'm taking the Vikings.
I'm gonna ride with the Chargers again.
They favored by 3.5.
I'm gonna ride with the Chargers again. I'm gonna ride with the Chargers.
I think Justin Jefferson needs to be fed the football. Whether he makes the catch or not, I think it just energizes the team when this guy catches the football with his little small self and bouncing around, getting knocked around or whatever. And I think that's what's going to happen. So I like Minnesota.
All right. Well, we got one more slot open if we want to find something, but I mean, it's pretty much.
I thought.
Well, I usually put 5 on here. We got 4 right now.
Is Lamar Jackson back?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I mean, Titans, Colts, Bucks, Saints. Saints are 1-6. Browns, Patriots. Never mind. I read that wrong. Yeah, Browns, Patriots. I don't know. Ain't too much craziness. We can roll with 4 this week if you don't want. I mean, hell, Falcons are only favored by 7.5 at home against the Dolphins. That's wild.
And the Dolphins and they benched Tua. So yeah, Tua's been benched. They were talking about it all day.
They went on a bench then?
Yeah.
Who's playing?
Whoever their backup is, I have no idea.
I don't even know who the backup is.
Just talk about it on his podcast, and somebody else was saying that it's Tua's fault they're in the position they're in, which partly is his fault, yeah.
Some bitch can't see. He's cross-eyed now. He got knocked stupid.
Let's do the Bills-Panthers games, man. They both evenly.
I like that.
2, 4, and 3. So, and
I'm taking
11 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Tua has. That's garbage.
terrible.
Quinn Ewers is their backup. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Quinn Ewers is the backup out there. He's only gotten in for, it looks like a series or two, 5 for 8, 53 yards. Whatever. All right, cool. So, yeah, let's see what Quinn Ewers can do. Texas boy. All right, well, fellas, what else do we have here on this docket? Let me see. I feel like we're missing something. Y'all talking.
I'm going to say this here, too, about the Falcons real quick. If they keep leading Bijan with these screen passes, these passes out in the flats, they're going to get him hurt. I think they need to utilize him for what he's good at. Run him around the end, run him up the middle, get him in space. But they passed too much to him yesterday, in my opinion. Now, the position they was putting him in, he was performing, but I felt like it was taken away from what their offense is built around, which is the run game. I don't want him to get hurt. I'm not that kind of hater, but I don't think they should keep doing it with him.
Well, again, the lack of what they have outside of Drake London and when Kyle Pitts wants to play, and like I said, I want them to be successful because of the city, but Raheem Morris stands on the sideline with these things on, and he's never talking into them. I never see him making any adjustments. He's just holding it. So what are you? Just a figurehead? Who's actually running this team? Because I don't see no emotion or whatever. And then when he gets questioned, interviewed, it's like he's appalled or he's upset. He's very aggressive. You might as well say, he's upset that you asking him a question.
He's defensive.
That's it. I couldn't get it out.
Because in his second year, he looks just like Arthur Smith.
Yeah.
He looks like the last couple of years of Dan Quinn. The Falcons are sitting at 3-3 right now, and they're doing exactly what they do every year to end up either 9-8 or 8-9. They win one, they lose one. They win two, they lose two. That's what the Falcons do. It's you never know what Falcons team you're going to get because one week they look like gangbusters, and then the next week they're out of gas.
Yeah, when they beat Buffalo, man, everybody, oh boy, I told y'all, man, stop it.
And then they lost the next week, 30-0 to the Panthers.
So there we go.
That's what they do every season. They win one, they lose one. They give their fans hope, then they tear it down.
Just give them hope. Right here, we end up winning 9 to 8 games the way they going. They keep messing around. Carolina is the number 2 team in the division. I don't know what we got Tampa Bay doing over there, Kia.
It is 21-9 right now. 4th down, start of the 4th quarter. It looks like the Lions are going to go for it on 4th and 1. So, all right, well, we're just going to skim through this real quick because I got to get on out of here. Yeah, the LA Dodgers are awaiting to see who they will face in the World Series. It will either be the Seattle Mariners or the Blue Jays. Right now, they are in Game 7, 3-3, top of the 4th. Ooh. Mariners lead it 2-1. Also, NBA will be starting this week, right? They start tomorrow?
Yes.
All right. So we will have tip-off, and, of course, we kind of wait a little bit before we go too far into NBA. We like to see how the teams are going to gel and, how it's going to look. It's a long season, so, it's a lot to cover every single week. Skip, your last take.
Oh, man. My Miami Hurricanes did not disappoint me Friday. My quarterback did. The football team showed resilience by coming back and making a game out of it, and our quarterback let the team down, as I said I hoped he would do. So am I mad we lost? Yes. I'm still optimistic about the playoffs. So if we can do like, the Ravens did with Trent Dilfer, control what we can control with our quarterback, we'll go in the playoffs. I say we make it to the second round of the playoffs with the quarterback that we got. So I'm still a Hurricane diehard. Y'all can't steal my shine. Y'all, and we whooped the Falcons. Peace out. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Skip, real quick before I let D go, a conversation that I had Saturday. Yeah, Saturday, talking to somebody at the race. Even if, let's say, Louisville and Miami win out, without the appearance to the ACC championship, is Miami top 10? Do they get one of those 11, 12 spots and barely squeak in?
Yes. Reason being is there will be a 2-win team a 2-loss team that makes the playoff.
Yeah.
You don't play for it. There's going to be a 2. We're only going to lose this one game. I predict now we will not coast through, but we will win the rest of these games. So for us not to make it with one loss, would be a travesty. Would be kind of like what they did with Florida State a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, whatever it was. So I don't see. We will be the first one-loss team in the playoffs.
There you go. All right, that's what I like to hear. D, give me your last take.
Thanks everybody for tuning in again. I want to say rest in peace till we lost Doug Martin, running back that played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Still some speculation out there what happened and what's going on. But again, man, cherish your loved ones every day. And this mental health crisis that we have in America is real. So again, that's why I say make sure whatever differences you have with anyone or whatever you got going on, loved ones or whatever, make sure you check on them. And that's all I got to say. But thank y'all guys for tuning in, and go Dogs, fly Eagles, fly.
Ooh, all right. Well, Kent, real quick, Kirk Cousins had y'all 6-0 last year. You're 3-3 with Michael Penix right now.
Wow. Are you serious?
No, Kent made a comment because of that QB. Yes, he is, Kent. Right now, he's the best one y'all got on the team.
Thank you. And Kirk Cousins ain't afraid to go get you to the yards. Boom. All right. Well, hey, how about them damn Cowboys? I hope we keep rolling in Mile High. South Carolina needs to fire Mike Shula. Get rid of him, kick him to the curb. Bring in the man, Sam Pittman, to coach the O-line. He ain't got nothing going on right now. And we'll find the offensive coordinator that we need. All right, to everybody that tuned in, thank you so very friggin' much. Also, real quick, out of the UFC, this just got announced today, January 10th, which will be the first card of 2026, we will see Eli Tapora take on the sausage, Patty Pimblett. Yes, that was announced today.
He would
get knocked the hell out again.
He leads with the sausage.
Yo, that is one of the funniest things I have ever heard is Patty Pimblett wins his match and starts talking about the next guy he wants to fight. He goes, this guy's a fucking sausage. I've never heard sausage used as an insult. I guess that's just an Australian thing.
I guess.
Killed me. All right. Well,
real quick. Kent, Falcons got their ass whooped. I just want to say it to you. Falcons got their ass whooped.
Lord have mercy.
We will be back next Monday night, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Until we meet again, please keep the beer cold and the wings lemon pepper, baby. We are out.